It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Good evening, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. My name is Heath, and tonight is Modeling Monday, but we are going to do a little tech. I've done a little research since I posted the thumbnail for tonight, and I'm not 100% sure that I'm actually going to be able to accomplish what I think I can accomplish, but one way or another, we'll talk about frying decoders, and I might just tell you how I fried this decoder. It will be in a video that I was supposed to edit and put out last Friday. It's now Monday, and I still haven't started the edit, but there's a story. There's a me doing things not very smart. No unboxing. No unboxings tonight. I don't see any boxes around me, so I think we're gonna skip the unboxings for now, but let's say hello to people really quick, and then we'll get right back to things. We got Cameron Caboose 121 here. We've got Cody Riesinger. Cody's in the house. We've got Dave from DES Media Productions. We've got Drew Dudes Model Trains is here. Dwight Curley's in the house. Joey from Late Night Model Railroad. Lynn McCurdy in the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club. Marty from M&M Shortlines. Andrew, Mr. Pictovid. Mickey Cullens, the Pirates of the Model Trains. We got Ray Ron VR, Ron Moen, Roy Eltham, Sean McGee, Shay Zenscale, Steve 87, PSAP, Steve Wigwag Workshop, and coming in, we have, let's see, Dwight Curley came in. We've got Rebel Cascade Model and Trains came in. Who did I miss? Throw your hand up. Welcome, everybody. Decoders, I did post a little poll. Have you ever damaged a DCC decoder? So far, 50% of people said yes, while 47%, very close, said nope, cool as a cucumber. And then 3% said DC for life, no decoders for me. Cody says, I was close, Human City Junction. I'm assuming it's German, which would be Reisinger, I think, because you would say the second, but anyway. Drew Dude says 47% are liars. I think he doesn't believe that there are people that have never fried a decoder. This is actually the second decoder I fried. The first decoder that I fried was in a locomotive, and I tested the locomotive on the track, and it ran on DC, so I assumed we're all good, right? Well, turns out that the motor was actually shorted out to the chassis, so once you put the decoder in, wham bam, blew it up. See, there we go. High school German came in handy. I know how to pronounce somebody's last name, so it's all good. Manshed's coming in. Di says she does not have a decoder to fry, but her husband does. And I'm going to guess if he was here, he would say he has fried a couple decoders in his day. What else we got going on? Okay, so here's the situation. I've got this time saver puzzle back over there that I'm working on. And what I did, say Worcestershire sauce? Yeah, I think you say it differently depending on where you're it's Worcestershire? Yeah, I don't know how to say it. Dice says yes, he has. Yeah, I think most people, if they're telling the truth, have probably done a little bit of damage. Even if it was only half a decoder, I think that still counts as blowing up a decoder. So I got the time machine in the corner. Time machine. Woo! Where did that come from? We have the time saver in the corner. This is going to be Humanity Junction, my version of the time saver. To make it controllable remotely, I got some Smails. In hindsight, I probably should have gotten Tortoises and then used a DS74 as my DCC decoder, because then I could have put it on the LocoNet bus. But I got Smails. So be it. No flux capacitor. It's Worcester in Massachusetts. Yes, it is. Fried one in India. So Digitrax has a great replacement program. TCS has a good replacement program. Unfortunately, if you go to the Circuitron site or whatever it is, they basically say that accidental damage isn't covered. The only thing they cover is manufacturer stuff. So that's kind of why I feel like I'm just going to open it up, because it's now a $30 piece of it still works. How do I want to do this? What am I doing? Does anyone know what I'm doing? I know. Question: anyone use or try the DJI Osmo camera for streaming? No, I have not. I didn't know that you could. I didn't know that you could stream from it. but I'm not sure. Bernard C. Manshed's coming in. Joey's here as well. What if another manufactures electronics? This one was 100% me. I absolutely 100% destroyed this one. Yeah, it's manufacturer related. Where's the Best Buy replacement? Yeah, there is none. I wish. So, I don't know how well this is going to work, but so DR5000 going into my alpha meter. So when I turn on the power, you probably can't hear it, but the switches sort of move. And then what I've got, if I pan down a little bit, let's just pan down. I do have this little button board here to control the switches. So I don't know. Let's see. If you watch this one right here. So I don't know if you can see that moving on camera, but all the switches work on the button board. So when I was putting together all the Smails and wiring everything up, I heard this really loud pop. Yeah, see, this is one of those Pirates and the Model Trains. Mickey Cullen says, I've not fried a decoder yet as I'm just getting started in DCC. I don't know if that counts or not. You know, because yeah, I don't know if that counts, because you will. I think yeah. Steve 87 PSAB, I think all the manufacturers know about Heath and there's no replacement program for him. Yeah, I'm a little bummed. I'm a little bummed that it says that it doesn't cover accidental damage and stuff, because I mean, this was it was me being stupid. Like I did something wrong, but I mean, it was a mistake. Basically, I was wiring stuff up, and when I went to test it, nothing was working. Every time he says smells, I think he's saying smells. When I went to test it, nothing was working. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Then all of a sudden I heard a pop. And I was like, oh, this isn't good. So I finally figured out what I was doing wrong, why it wasn't working. And I went back and tested everything, but I tested it just using the buttons. So I basically just went through, each of the buttons, and with the buttons, everything works fine. So it's still, yeah, I think, yeah. I didn't see any smoke, but it could be because it's in the enclosed box. Hey Norman, I'm lazy tonight as well. I'm always lazy though, I think. Due to my skills in soldering, I fixed many decoders. Yeah, if I can figure out which capacitor on this thing blew, because I'm pretty sure that's what I blew. It could have been a diode, but it might be a capacitor. You could just solder them and fix them. Lynn says, found out, don't hold down the button for too long. But TCS replaced some decoders, but none of them smoked. They just stopped working. At least only fried the decoder, not the controller and switches. Yeah, so it's still usable. And technically, I could get another DCC decoder and wire it in where the push button wires into and trigger it that way. Yeah, where there's smoke, there's heat. Yeah. Rebel, I just might do that. Let's, I'm going to open it up, I think, today. But so here's how I found out it didn't work, right? So I grabbed this guy, which is my UT6D, which is the favorite throttle of mine that I own. I do have another, I do have the full-size throttle as well, but this throttle, I like how small it is, I like how it fits in my hand. So Edward, the decoder that fried is the decoder inside the Smail. So a Smail is basically a Tortoise with an NCE decoder inside. And a Tortoise is a slow motion switch machine by Circuitron. So, yeah, I mean, you know, this isn't, this, in my lifetime, this is not the most expensive mistake I've made. I have definitely made bigger mistakes. And if anybody's wondering, I do get all my stuff through Iron Planet Hobbies, so they are a good place to get stuff, good discounts. Them as well as a lot of other people, and both on Patreon and here on YouTube, support the channel. So before I turn this on, and I'll just show you that one switch motor doesn't work, I'm just gonna roll my thank you and get that done with. Yeah, so if Iron Planet Hobbies doesn't have something and you'd like to take advantage of the discount, email Ryan and ask him. Midwest Model Trains is also good. There's a lot of other good hobby shots out there. The reason I really like Iron Planet Hobbies, really quickly, is when I was looking to switch over to DCC, Ryan really helped me go through a lot of the pros and cons of different systems. Ryan is a user. He's got a pretty big layout where he's got almost every throttle from every manufacturer and all kinds of stuff set up. So he's very into DCC stuff. He is the North American distributor for a couple of different brands, Wi-Fi Tracks, DigiKeys, Massoff. So he's really involved in the hobby, not just as a retailer. So that's why I like it. Yeah, so somebody was asking about a wireless throttle from Digitrax. This is the Digitrax throttle, but if you notice over there, I've got a DigiKeys DR5000. With that DR5000, you could use Z21 controllers, you can use Digitrax controllers. There is a way to use NCE controllers, but it's not commercially available yet. But yeah, Ryan also, Iron Planet Hobbies has a YouTube channel that's got like 1,500 subs, but he's got a lot of videos that are like how-to videos. So it's really great. Yeah, there are a lot of container ships sitting outside of LAX. So this is the UT6D Digitrax throttle. It's connected through a Digitrax UR93 into the DR5000. Turn it on. Tells you what it is. So to throw a switch, all you need to do is you hit the switch button. It's already set for 001, which is what the switches default to. So when you hit the F button, probably can't hear them, but it is going over there. And I don't know if you saw the little green. Oh, it's flashing there. It's not actually flashing here, but it's green. It's on. So yeah, the discount. So Iron Planet Hobbies, I have found to have if they have it, that it's the lowest price you're going to find everywhere. And with the discount code, you get another 10% off and free shipping in the US. So I don't think you can get any better than that. So let's go back over here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to be just hitting this F button. Where is it? The F button. And that'll just keep throwing the switches. And if we come over here and let's let's see. Can I get closer? Sorry. I know. Stop doing this. So, let's see. So, I don't know if you can see the turnout's throwing, and then when we come over here, you can see that this one's working, but this one's not working. So this one's moving, this one's not. To move this one, I have to use the button. So it does move, it just doesn't move with the throttle. So it's the thing. So I guess I should I said I would do it, so I guess I'm gonna pull that sucker apart and let's take a look inside. What I do like about this throttle too is you can hit the power button. Oh, of course now it's not doing it. Hit the power button and it says power off, and you can just power it off. Saves battery. I have the rechargeable battery in here, but it does take AA batteries as well. So this is a pretty nice throttle. So let's go over. Let me be fair. Let's do this. I'm gonna move the camera so that we can see me climbing around underneath and hopefully pull this thing out without too much issue. What did you say? Can't you set the decoder to default? Maybe it has another address. So Rick makes a really good point with his question. There's a programming button on the Smail. You push the button on the Smail, it starts blinking, and then you throw the switch on your remote, and it sets that decoder to whatever that address is. It's pretty common programming on main setup. You know, push the button, whatever. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Rebel says I have the DT602D and the UT6D, and I prefer the UT6D. I agree. I like the little forward brake stop button, especially if you're doing operations stuff. I like the LCD tells you exactly what you need to do. It's you know, it's got just enough buttons, not too few, not too many. So yeah, I like it. Glad I'm wearing my slippers. Yeah, I got my slippers on today. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so I did try to reset the address on the decoder because that's what I thought as well. I thought, oh, maybe I just have the wrong address. When you push the program button blinks, but then it never accepts a decoder address. I tried it on another decoder to make sure I was doing the process correctly, and it worked. The same two DCC lines that feed it for power are what feeds it for DCC. So I know it's getting power, so I know it's getting DCC. So, and I definitely heard a pop. Though I do prefer the DT6D. Yeah. Oh, DT400, DT500 throttles. The 6 series of throttles is a huge upgrade, I think, from the other ones. I mean, having the buttons be different shapes so you can kind of feel the difference in the buttons. It's good. It's good. Okay, so. You might need to sing amongst yourselves because I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me. And let me actually move the camera a little bit more so that maybe of course well, that's not good. Let's see if it comes back. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Uh, I've been having a lot of problems actually with this camera and kind of working. Does not always want to work. Thanks, Conrail8098. Only I'm allowed to call myself that. Let's see if I do this. Will it come back? No, didn't come back. All right, one more second. If I can't get this to work, I'll just pull it out. But I'm hoping I can make this work. This GoPro 9 is a really nice camera, but it's the media mod is really, at least this one. I had a different one that actually had a different media mod that was not nearly as finicky, but this one seems to be really finicky. There you go, Drew dudes. Sing along while we're waiting. There we go. Jeez, took you long enough, Heath. Get it together. You can do it. That's all the videos I took at the New York Botanical Garden, but we're not gonna go there. We're gonna go here. All right, so I'm taking out this one. This one right here is the one not working. So now's a good time to start singing while I pull this sucker out real quick. I'm gonna turn. Oh, it died again. What is it doing? I don't know why it keeps dying. I didn't even touch it and it went out. I may have to rethink using this camera for this section because it does seem to randomly go out. So I turned off track power so that when I started pulling stuff out, I wouldn't electrocute myself. So we got, those are my two DCC wires right there that I just pulled off. And I guess I could have pulled this off before the stream, and then we could have saved all this time, but you know. Isn't this more fun this way? Can you still see? Am I still on camera? How fun is this watching somebody screw on camera? And of course, I used really long screws. I used long screws because I wanted to make sure I had a good bite, but it sure does take a long time to unscrew. So if anybody's wondering, those like little gray blocks that are right there, those are lever nuts. And I use those. Yeah, Robert Darby's saying at least your wiring's neat. I do. I'm a stickler for neat wiring, and this is part of the reason because when I break something, it's much easier to fix. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. Just get this a little bit looser. There we go. Here we are. So this is a Smail. For anybody that was wondering. Let's try and get it a little bit more in focus. So a 3-hour tour. I'm hoping not. Come on, we're only a half hour in and I've got the thing out already. I think that's pretty good, right? Everyone know the difference. Oh, Adam, is this a joke for the Discord? So let's just take a look at this really quickly. Everyone's making up songs now. So this is a Smail. They also have a version called the Tortoise. The Smail stands for slow motion actuator with integrated logic. The integrated logic is a DCC decoder. Yeah, I guess technically this is kind of an unboxing, right? Opening this up would be a little bit of an unboxing. So, Cameron, can I read your comment from the Discord? Cameron over on Discord wrote, "I'm glad he turned the power off. As much as I like hearing pops, I wouldn't wish that a second time on Heath." So when you throw this, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it now. I don't have enough wires connected. When you throw this, basically it does a nice, slow, gradual motion over, so your switches look more prototypical when you throw them. This one comes with what they call a TB, stands for terminal board. So normally it just comes with just this circuit board here, and you would just solder right to the circuit board. But the version I got was the one with these little terminal boards. Here's the button that I was talking about for programming. So this button right there. This button right there is you program on main. So you hit the button, the light will start flashing. You throw the switch at the number that you want to throw to set this to. And the switch will move and it'll be set at the new number. These here, these three are what the buttons are hooked up to. So when you press the buttons on or off, that's what it's going into there. And then just like a Tortoise, it's your power comes in on your two outsides, and then it's got a single pole double throw switch, which are what these other, it's 3 and 3 for that. Doesn't smell popped. So maybe, maybe we'll open it up and get it working again. We'll find out. So there's 5 screws. There's a screw right here in the center. And then there's a screw in each of the corners. In theory, when once I pull those screws out, I'll be able to get in there, and we'll see. So yeah, you can always use this as an N-scale building. Worst case scenario, I'll use it as a Tortoise, and I'll just, I'll throw it manually or whatever. Because the second I open it, I'm basically voiding my warranty, but doing this all for you. I think the inside of these, I think, is actually pretty kind of neat. I think it's kind of interesting to see how they do it. One thought was that I can pull the decoder and then turn it into a Tortoise. But what I don't know is whether the decoder is on a Tortoise board or if the decoder is a part of the Tortoise board, if that makes sense. Like, is it really integrated, or is it like alongside it? Because if it's really integrated, then I think I might be stuck. But it does still, it does still work. I don't think there's anything I'm going to do to it by opening it that is going to make it work any less than it already is. Yep. So we are voiding the warranty. Yeah, the warranty. I mean, I looked at the thing. Let's see. I'll show you. Oh, I can't type with the chair where the chair is. I can't type. Let's see. Circuitron Smail. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, way down here, which I did look at, I did read. It says warrants defects. I gotta get this out of the way. The way they can tell I took it apart is because I broke the. You have to break the sticker to take it apart, so that's how they know. So it does say. If damage to the device results from abuse, mishandling, accident, or failure to follow instructions. So I think mine falls under accident. So it's kind of, if either the product label or the date stamp have been damaged, altered, or removed. If the product has been used for a purpose other than that intended, or in a commercial or club layout. So it's like every little thing they basically, it's basically voided. Basically this is a Smail warranty, not a Decoder warranty, right? So they're not, I guess they're not warranting the Decoder. So, yeah, I found some people taking apart a Tortoise. I couldn't find anybody taking apart a Smail. Yeah. Right. It probably falls under 3 of the 6 issues. Yeah, I mean, it's, it was, yeah, I don't know that it was a happy accident. It was definitely an accident, though. That's for sure. So Jason said, oh, just, just take it apart and swap the decoder. And I was like, oh, yeah. That makes sense. And then I did the thumbnail, and then I did more research on it. And basically I was like, wait a second. I don't think that's going to be possible. But, the things I do for YouTube. You're a decoder fryer, Heath. Years ago when I built my layout from Lynn McCurdy, I had so much trouble with Tortoises installing. I used a lawnmower choke cable. Look how long that screw is. Has anyone seen the inside of one of these before? Impossible is just a frame of mind. Put your cap back on your blade. What do people think I'm gonna... I know. Okay, cap's back on. I put the cap is on. What do people know how clumsy I am? They think I'm going to cut myself. I think I'm getting more ribbing over on the Discord than I am on the YouTube chat, which is probably a good thing. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna remove the wire just because I keep kind of hitting it. They tell you to be careful with this part, not to press too hard. Oh, did you really, Adam? Adam shared some pictures of some buffer stops that he made over on the Discord. They're really impressive. So if you want to check them out, you can head over to the Discord. Oh, Andy's seen the inside of a Smail. So let's see. Yes, I am on the Upper West Side of New York, which is probably why the location for this video says Upper West Side of New York. Rebel, thank you so much. I don't disagree with you. Am I gonna even gonna be able to get this apart? Adam, I'm trying to get people to go over to join the Discord. If I share it here, they're not gonna go over to the Discord. So Train Addict, this can be used for pretty much any scale as long as it can throw enough distance that it needs to. I know it'll work for N and HO. I'm guessing that it'll work for S scale. I don't know if it'll work for O scale or not. In addition to turnouts, you can use these for like semaphores, even for crossing gate stuff, for various different, anything really that needs movement on a railroad that can be controlled. You can use this. The way it's designed is it mounts right up under it, and then the thing moves back and forth. They do have a way to mount it on its side that then transfers the wiggle. So, there's a lot of options. Oh, I just realized they put the date code right over the split. So you got to cut the date code to release the gremlins. Oops. I guess it was probably off enough that I could have just peeled it up. Now I'm trying to get the sticker back down. So here we go. The inside of a Smail. And there you have it. So it's a series of gears that go to the main gear down here, and then this is what moves the moves this little lower piece, so it moves it back and forth. Oh, it looks like it's got a bunch of contactors there as well. So these contactors here, I'm trying to flip it but not lose everything. So these contactors right here are for your single pole double throw switches, and you can see the traces going right down to them. So we're gonna pull, hopefully, oh, of course I need to pull this bottom guy out to get the board out, because it goes right through the board. So we got that out, and now this should just lift right out. There you go. So you see the little arm with the wipers on it? So this arm, as it wipes back and forth on these, you can see the traces coming down for your single pole double throw switches. So I don't see anything burnt or blown up. Sometimes when you open something up, you can kind of see. Oh, I just realized it looks like my chat has completely frozen. Why did my chat freeze? I was wondering why nobody was commenting, and then I realized it's not that nobody was commenting, it's that my chat completely froze. Okay, so yeah. Sorry, it was anticlimactic. Yeah, 2105 is their date code. It's probably my guess would be that it's the 21st year and then the 5th month. So this is probably made in 2105. Yeah, definitely integrated. I don't think there's going to be much of anything I can do with this. I don't see anything. I don't see anything that looks blown. That's what's kind of baffling to me a little bit. And of course, I didn't plan ahead, so I don't have... I'm trying to think if there's a way to get the wires from over there, over here, to see if I can actually test it. Because that's one thing that would be good, right? Is if I could actually test this. Let's... Well, where there's a will, there's a way. Let's make this happen, right? We're gonna make this happen. Guessing the bad part is under the motor. I don't think the decoder... I don't think there's nothing under this motor. I don't think. Oh, look at that. It even says on it, it says NCE Rev F. So, yeah, I don't think there's any way to replace this. Here, this is the motor connections. So the decoder itself is all... It's not a separate decoder, so there's no way to take it off. It does look like there's some... You can put some wires. They've got spots for other wires. Let me let's work on this. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run off. I guess it helps if I do this. I'm gonna run off some wire, just enough to get over to here. And we'll make this sucker work over here. The multimeter test each cap. I think that's the only cap I think that's on it. I think there's only one, unless I'm completely looking at it wrong. I've been working on the railroad, dropping screws on the floor. I'll get there. I'll get there. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. The big cap would not pop upward. That style cap pops down and makes it really hard to see when they pop. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be singing. Oh, so these are yellow. These over here are caps also? See, unfortunately, I don't know enough about electronics to test this much further than hooking up some DCC wires to it and seeing if we could figure it out. I have smelled the board, and it doesn't smell like doesn't really smell like anything. I gotta say, this is an advantage of having a small room, though, right? I mean, everything is really close, so it's pretty easy to just run some wires over. I'll need to figure out some more permanent solution to get DCC over to the workbench. So does anyone want to bet that I will hurt myself at some point doing this? By touching something I shouldn't touch? So let's back up just a little bit. So now what I'll do is we'll there we go. So we will turn on track power on. It's spinning. I wonder if it's going to keep spinning. It's still spinning. Is there a sensor that tells the spinning to stop? Well, so the little gear never stopped. And I tried putting the wiper on the back and touching it, and it didn't stop. So we are going to do a little assemblage. We're just going to do a little assemblage. And this way we can see what's going on. But there we go. All right. Now, what's very likely to happen is that when this thing spins up, these gears, because they're not being held in, may pop up. So that's what I'm worried about. Just like that did. So the question becomes, how can I do this so that we can see what's going on? I mean, I guess we know, right? I mean, we can just put the cover on. Like I don't think there's anything I'm gonna be able to do with it, but we'll be able to see when I turn this on. This will move. Oh, apparently I need to hold it a little tighter. It's still that's interesting. Why is it still going? It's not stopping. The when it's driving, it's just keeps driving. It doesn't stop at all. Does the motor? Yeah. Does the motor keep driving? I don't know the answer. So like right now, the motor's driving against it. Is that what it is? Is the feedback's not working? I want to see something. So when you hit this little button here, yeah, see, so it starts flashing. It starts flashing. And then theoretically, when you throw the switch, it should stop flashing, but it doesn't. It just keeps going. See, it never stops flashing. And that's why I'm pretty sure. Oh, so that's why it's not working, is because it's waiting. Ah, it's waiting to get the proper signal to tell it. But, okay, so here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Let me turn off track power for a second. I gotta get out of that. Okay, so if I turn track power off, I'm gonna show you. So what I'm gonna do, because it works with the buttons, right? And the way it works with the button, so I'm just gonna pan out so you can see a little bit more. So the way it works with the button is that you basically complete the circuit across across this. Yeah, the wiper is moving. Here, watch. So the wiper will move when I turn track power on. The wiper moves over. Oh, and then it hits the end. And then if I touch this, it goes back. See, so I can drive it. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that or not. I can manually drive it back and forth using the toggle. So I don't understand. So it's so it does seem that it's not. It isn't getting the feedback for some reason. So whatever controls the feedback loop is obviously what's broken, which also means then, oh. So Peterberg says the Tortoise does not have a stop. It stalls when it hits the switch stop, but the motor stays energized. That's what's happening. So it is doing the right thing. Yeah, it's getting the switch signal, but only off the button, not off of DCC. So I do think, there you go. Yeah. So no feedback loop, it stalls and stays energized, which is what's happening. So what's damaged then is something on this board is damaged. Oh. There you go. That's why they're called stall motors. So what I don't know is there some way, so like when I turn this on, right? So this the thing's just spinning right now, right? It's just spinning. When I hit the button, it starts flashing as if it wants to program. I don't know if you can see the flashing or not, but it is flashing. But when I try to throw the switch, it doesn't throw. 4 milliamps, so turning 15 to 16 milliamps when stalled. It's a low drain motor. When it meets resistance, it stops until the directions change. Joey. Come on, Joey. I only burned one of them. So somebody with a lot more electrical knowledge will probably need to fix this. Yeah, I mean, it could be one of the integrated circuits, but, I don't see anything. Usually when an IC blows, there's like a hole in it somewhere. And I don't really see anything, sometimes there's something just like really obvious. I'm guessing the power cap is what popped. It's the silver thing near your thumb. But if it was the power cap that popped, then the whole thing wouldn't work. Which is why I don't think it's this power cap. It's likely a resistor diode or a cap. See, I'm guessing it's one of the diodes myself, but again, I'm not so I can use this. So does anybody know? Here's a question for anybody. What if you take another one apart and compare them? Need to reverse the polarity to get it to reverse when in simple tortoise mode. In DCC mode, there needs to be electronics change of polarity. So right now, trying to think if there's something I could put on this so that you could see it spinning. Something tells me this is gonna fly off, but we're gonna try it anyway for science. Plus science. Let's make this a little bit better. So what I'm wondering though is if I hook a DCC decoder up where this red wire is, like if I keep this Smail and just hook a decoder up to where the red wire is and just have it basically hit the one or the other pole, is that what a tortoise is doing, or is that different than what a tortoise does? Like, does a tortoise have this same stuff and just switch? Is that, or does it come in here through the power wires, and when you change it on? What I'm trying to ask is, do I need to buy another slow motion switch motor, or do I just need a tortoise, or do I just need a decoder? All right, so let's see if I turn this on. There you go. So now you see it spinning. And if I touch this, not that one, it stops and spins the other way. But what I'm wondering is, would I hook the switch it up to right here? Like where I'm doing this now? Or does the switch it hook up here? Because I think on a tortoise, it feeds here. I think that was a good idea, putting that tape on there so that people can see it. So Roy thinks I need a new everything, whereas Rick thinks I just need an NCE switch it, which would just be a decoder. All right, so tortoises normally have no electronics. A switch in the input lines control the rotation, all manual. So I would have to figure out a way to basically bypass all of this circuitry crap to do it. You could, DB Tech. There are a lot of people that do. I have a... How am I going to grab? I have a DR4024 and servos. And that's... you could do that. I just thought this was... yeah. Carbon 232. So I don't think I'm going to buy more Smails. I think what I'm going to buy is I'm going to buy a Tortoise, and then I'm going to buy a DS74. And a DS74 is a quad switch decoder. Yeah, and I'll use, instead of the switch it, which is NCE's version, I'm just going to get the Digitrax. Yeah, Dragon Ball. This is all just, I've never used these before. I've got servos, you know. So I can now use this for other things. I can use it for basically something probably not a switch motor. Yeah, see, Joey says if I get into electronically controlling my layout, I'll probably go the Arduino plus server route. And it's a good route. It's just, you know, it's not the way I wanted to go. No, scrap that, because the switch, it'll want to feed power through the terminals. Yeah. So I guess what I could do, I basically need to figure out how to get the two input wires. One input wire looks like it starts here, and the other one goes up to here. You would have to think that there's a way to bypass it still. Yeah. Everyone's saying you use it as a fan. Still works as a windmill. You think the DS74 is overpriced? The reason I want the DS74 is because I want the feedback. I want it on the LocoNet bus. Yeah, it is an expensive fan. Well, you know, I blew up one. There's got to be a way to jump some wires and get around this decoder. I'll look online and see, or I'll ask around and see if I can, you know, if I can solder something to jump past it, then maybe I can just use it as a tortoise. Yeah, and I get that. A lot of people just want to run trains. I really enjoy the electronic side of things. This is, to me, breaking this is fun. It's part of the hobby. And you know, it's part of the, yeah, I could 100%, I could remove the motor entirely and do it separately. Yeah, I'm wondering that as well, about tapping right into the motor pins. The only reason not to tap right into the motor pins is I want to be able to use the wipers to control my signals. And I don't know if I go right to the motor pins, if it feeds back through the signals or not. You need to trace the power connections on the motor and connect them directly to the input connections, then wire a simple switch to reverse the 12-volt supply or DC feed. I mean, it's right there. I see there's two. There are two solder points right here and right here that I do kind of wonder if I jumped from these solder points down to the base here, if that bypasses, would that bypass the wipers though, or would that just bypass the NCE part of it? Because that's probably the way that this guy needs to go at this point. Oh, it goes this way. I'm already putting it back together wrong. So this is the unboxing part, although I'm putting it back together instead of unboxing it. So I learned something. I don't know if anybody else learned anything, but I definitely learned something doing this. So it was fun for me. Let's lift this up a little. There we go. So that's what's inside a Smail. I guess I need to. Don't jump inside. Yeah, do it. Get already clips. Yeah, no, I've already blown. Yeah, I'm sure they don't give me a schematic. Brad, what you've missed so far is I opened up a Smail and found out that the NCE decoder is so integrated in this thing that I don't think I'm going to be able to convert it into a Tortoise very easily. So I've got 5 slow motion switch machines that are DCC controllable. And then I've got one of them that is only basically can only be manually switched. And that's also need to cut the PC connections from the DCC part with a knife or a cutting wheel, and suspect the wipers will still work if they have no wiring going. Yeah. I wish it wasn't so complicated. You know what I kind of wonder? There's got to be somebody out there in the world. Yeah, the entire board came from NCE. There's got to be somebody out there in the world that's got a Tortoise that broke the gears in it. A lot of people break these by putting too much pressure on this part here, and they break the gears, effectively making it non-functioning. And then, as we saw from the warranty, you know, it's not covered. So Roy's asking, I see both chats. Roy's asking, why a DS74 instead of the DigiKeys one? The DigiKeys one is a DR4018. With the DR4018, you need the little adapters. There's a little adapter that goes from 3-wire to 2-wire. By the time you've bought the 4018 and the adapters, you're basically at the cost of a DR74. And the advantage of the DR74 is that you get LocoNet. And the reason I want LocoNet is to get the feedback. No, what I'm saying, Joey, is somebody's probably broken a Tortoise and has a broken Tortoise sitting around. I want the board out of the Tortoise. I need the circuit board from a Tortoise, and then I can use the gears that I have to make a Tortoise. Because if you have broken Tortoises, I need the board. So if the Tortoise is physically broken, Andy, the board will help me. If the Tortoise is somehow fried, which it sounds like it can't be because there's no electronics in it. Oh, the person is at Circuitron? Yeah, but I don't want to pay for it. I just want someone to donate it to me. From what it sounds like too, is that they don't sell the boards individually. It doesn't sound like I could just replace the boards. The motor is different on a Tortoise? It shouldn't be. It should be the same exact motor. I don't know why it would be different. Oh, it is. It's available online. Just show up at the back door of Dumpster Dive. I didn't know that you could buy the circuit board online. Can I buy the Smail circuit board online? Nah, I don't. Not that I really want that. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a part number. Is there a part number for the board somewhere? Send all broken Tortoises to Heath. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't. Well, if I get enough broken Tortoises that I can make a new one, I will absolutely do that. So let's see. Apparently, somewhere in here, there just might be a price for a board. Let's take a look. Detection circuit. No, not that. No, not the circuit board online. Oh, just the drawing. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Yep, that's what I need for $3. So for $3, just because I have to check Iron Planet Hobbies. Iron Planet Hobbies. Nope, nothing matched. I can afford $3 to fix these. To fix this, I'll pay $3 to fix it. We did it in chat. Yeah. 8 of them for $9. Where can I get 8 of them for $9? Small circuit board, $395. It's in the Circuitron catalog. Just $3 plus $35 shipping. Yeah, I won't. To be honest with people, what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I know it won't fix it. I know it won't fix it. It'll turn into a tortoise, which is fine. Because I kind of I regret buying the Smails. I regret buying the Smails. Check the PDF. I don't see the whole circuit board in here. I mean, it does have this, but that's different. But thank you, Mr. Bictovid, helping me buy a new board for this. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to get Circuitron price list from 2019. Yeah, Joey, knowing me, I would type it in on online. Desoldering 2, which is harder for through hole. I don't mind if I have to solder onto this. Not a big deal. I'll just do the soldering. It is interesting to see how simple that board is. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this part number and I'm going to email Ryan over at Iron Planet Hobbies, and I'll just get them from him, because he'll be able to get them. He just doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it in stock right now, but he'll be able to get them for me. I'm kind of thinking what I'll do is I'll get 4 of them. I might get 4 of these, switch out 4 of them so that I could have 4 of them on a DS74. The other thing that you can do with DS74 is you can do routes. You can create routes right on the DS74 and then send commands to switch routes instead of just sending commands to switch turnouts. Yeah, part number on the board is 800 6506 is the part number on the board. Now, if anybody can find the Smail circuit board, that would be fun too. James Galton says, hello, Robert Flying Crow. CN Locomotive was in our area yesterday. Board spare part number is 800 6506. Yeah. In the UK, we had a tortoise that was born during the Crimean War. So in theory, they should last over 100 years. I've been searching for the Smail one, nothing next. I didn't think the 4018 had, I don't think the 4018 has feedback. Has a LocoNet connection. So if you use the 4018, you also need the 4101s. So a 4018 is $47.99 plus a 4-pack of these, which is $22.99 for a total of $70, right? So let's say $70. And there's no LocoNet on it, right? Robert. But if I go to the, what did I say, DS74, DS74 stationary decoder it's out of stock, but it's $55. So it's $55 to be able to control 4. Whereas, yeah, I guess I would need 2 of these, right? So it'd be 110 for 8. Whereas the 4018 for $47.99 plus the $28. Oh no, it's not $28. That's the wrong one. Sorry. Plus this one, which is the $23 times 2, which is another $50. So it's almost the same price. It's almost the same price. Flying Crow, I thought Heath Stream was a timeout for us. It was. But it's the same as, yes, it's the same, but you don't have LocoNet feedback. So if I want the LocoNet, if I want the routing, what I think is pretty cool about the DS74 is the routing. Let's DS74. I was gonna say, let's hope I don't get any things. So DS74, 8 onboard routes with easy route setup. The other thing about this is it is field firmware updated over IPL. It's got its own separate power source, which the 4018 also has. So you can do that, but it's controlled over DCC. Figure for capacitance discharge. You can use it for 8 layout lights, plug and play. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just about it being LocoNet compatible. That's kind of what I'm going for. So the 4018 is a little bit cheaper than the DS74. The DS74 is basically $10 more, right? Is that what we said? So, all right, nobody look at my phone. So it's let's see, we got $47.99 plus $22.99 plus $22.99 equals, so $93.97. $93.97 minus $54.72 minus $54.72. So it's $15.47 difference to be able to get LocoNet. Well, I will say this: if I would have bought Tortoises in the beginning and bought the DS74s, this all would have been a lot cheaper. So. Edward Katie said, made the LocoNet cable, only had to do the connections twice, not fully working, but getting data to and from the decoder to the laptop. That's a start. That is a start. Yeah, I mean, right, they're all, yeah, it's a bummer, Peter, that there's no Smail part number. So, yeah. Switch Pilot has LocoNet and Railcom. Is there feed? See, I don't think there's feedback from the DR4018 to the DR5000 though. The way you drive the turnouts on the 4018 is through DCC. So it's sending the command over the DCC bus, not over LocoNet. Put the Smails up on eBay, Facebook Market, and buy the Tortoise. The problem is people have already seen this video, so nobody's gonna be buying any Smails for me. They're gonna see this video and just fire up the Wayback Machine behind you and go back and stop yourself from. I know. The reason I brought the Smails is because they were in stock and the Tortoises weren't. At the time, they weren't in stock, but yeah, so it's regularly $290, $208.23 with the terminal board. You can get them without the terminal boards, but the Tortoise are just so much cheaper. You know, $200 for 6 Smails or $107.23 for 6 Tortoises. Dave Falkenberg, you're the first person I've heard for blowing up a Smail. All right, so who wants to hear? I have 40 people here. It's on. So the Smails are like $30, and the Tortoise is like 18 or something like that. What is the total? What is the power output total of the replacement Digitrax part? So you're talking about that DS74. What's the total output? Let's see if it says spec sheet. Big. It doesn't say. It doesn't say anywhere. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess it's 300 milliamps, and the reason I'm guessing that is because the PS14 is 300 milliamps. So that's what I'm guessing. Yeah. So Walther switch machines are $20. You can buy 6 tortoises for $110. So you can do the math. Let's see if this comes up. One tortoise is $18.92. So tortoises are cheaper than the Walther switch motors. About the same price, really. Yes, need to make sure 8 stalled tortoises don't overload anything. I suspect not. The DS74 only does 4 tortoises. So Dave, I'm gonna edit a video and you'll see the whole thing. But basically, what I did is I was an idiot. I was working on the layout and I had it flipped over. And when I didn't have any power going to it, I had it flipped over on 1, 2, 3 blocks. Then when I went to test the switch machines, I applied power while it was still upside down, still sitting on 1, 2, 3 blocks, which completed the circuit for the tracks, and I created a short. So I don't know what the cobalt motors are. I've got a couple cobalt motors to play with, but I don't know. Let's see. Does he have the cobalt? Cobalt. Here we go. Cobalt. So cobalt. Oh wait, that's the lever. That's not what I want. Interlocking lever. Cobalt turnout motor, 1 piece. $18.23. So they're all pretty much the same price. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually pretty impressed with these things. I mean, you know, until I blew it up, it worked pretty well. I mean, this thing was 100% plug and play. If I didn't screw up, you know, it was my mistake. But you see, I mean, these things are, this thing was pretty solid inside. I like the ones with the terminal blocks. It's pretty easy to connect. What are you sending me, Andy? Yeah, the single pack, the 2246. So the other thing I really like about Iron Planet Hobbies is that he's a distributor of DigiKeys, but he's got the Cobalt stuff. He's got the, he's got the 4018s if you want to go that route. He's got the 4024 switch servo motor. Like, he's got all kinds of different things. What's cheaper than a Smail? The thing about the Smail, the reason why it's so expensive is because you're paying for an NC decoder. Yes, 100%, Dave. You missed it. Go back a little bit. I took this guy completely apart. There's an NCE decoder board. It's a whole board. So if you look at the board on the Tortoise, so this is the board on the Tortoise, and there's no electronics on this board. If you look at the board inside here, it's an NCE decoder as well. Yes, they are pretty deep. They do make the right angle adjustment for it. The Walther switch motors don't have DCC built in, though, do they? Oh, Cobalt Digital has a decoder in it. Cobalt Concepts Classic turnout. So this one is not the digital one. So let's see, manufacturers. Where are we going? DCC Concepts. And And let's find it. So here's the classic one. So here's the one with the digital decoder. So the one with the digital decoder is 2423. So if we compare it against a Smail, it does actually seem to be a better price than the Smail. Yeah, because the Smail is $33. Yeah, so yeah, all good, Dave. All good. You went to hand throws. The only reason I'm using these Smails is because I want this this to be 100% remote controlled. I want it to be able to be operated remotely 100%. If anybody is watching this and they're thinking about, do I buy Smails or do I buy Tortoises? Buy Tortoises. Don't buy Smails. I know I bash NCE a lot because it's so easy to bash NCE. But these are way overpriced compared to a Tortoise. So, yeah. So I bought a pack of 6 Smails. 5 of them are working 100% without any issues, and it's only the one. It's only the one that is damaged. So, yeah, it's everything else is working great. I mean, the buttons and everything over here. Let's you're probably gonna switch this camera and it's gonna be off, but so everything. Sorry, camera. I gotta figure this stupid camera thing out. Well, I was going to end showing the time saver, but I can't. Oh, that's not what I want. I want that. I was going to end showing the layout over here, but now I can't get the camera to work. I don't know if it's a media mod issue or maybe I need to swap the cables I'm using. Oh, what did I do? Why isn't it going on? You watch me break one thing or fix one thing and break another. Yeah, I don't think it's working. Yeah, I'm not gonna get that to work. All right. Oh, it's working. It's working. It's working. Oh, there we go. There we go. So that's the time saver. Everything works on the time saver except for this one Smail. It all hooked up. Yeah, 1 out of 6. You know, that ain't bad. Oh, the Walthers for $20 has DCC built in. I wonder which one. So Steve, the great thing about the Tortoise though is you could use it with any DCC switch decoder that you want to use it with. Which is kind of why, yeah, Drew Dude's saying I'll buy them for the price of a Tortoise. Yeah, no. Who's too impatient? Oh, Andy's too impatient? Yeah. Stephen Wigwag says, I learned so much tonight. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't like blowing things up, but it does happen. I've turned off battery saver mode on the GoPro. What it was is every time I pick it up, the way the cables are in it aren't connected in it very well. So I don't know. If people want to head over to the Discord, I'm going to put the Discord link in there. We'll probably be talking about this sort of stuff for the rest of the night, getting this all working. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a remotely operated time saver, my version of it at least. And I'm hoping people are going to enjoy running it. I will get this one fixed, so we will have 6 remotely controlled at some point. I don't know when, but it will happen. So from the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.